Hi everyone, another sad loss in the film community today, and that is New Zealand director Lee Tamahori. Now, although he did come to America in the 90s and make films such as Mulholland Falls, The Edge, which I know a number of people are quite a fan of, Die Another Day, Next, Triple X, State of Union, etc. I don't really want to talk about any of those because I think it's really important to think about his New Zealand heritage and really talk about his first film, which is Once Were Warriors. And also, really, before this even, it's interesting to note that he was assistant director on two key New Zealand films that were both directed by Jeff Murphy, one being Utu in 1983 and also The Quiet Earth from 1985. But yeah, in terms of his directing, Once Were Warriors, just a phenomenal film and definitely one of the most important films to have come out of New Zealand, and one that looks at the sort of Maori culture and the community, and it's a really harsh and brutal film, this one, looking at a difficult family that's living in an impoverished community where there is a lot of violence, there is a lot of alcoholism. And you've got phenomenal performances in this from Rena Owen and Tamura Morrison playing the husband and wife. And yeah, just a brutal film to look at, and it is quite harsh to watch at times, but also really, really fascinating as well, because few films have really shown the sort of Maori culture in quite this way. So in terms of the family here, so we've got quite a large size family, but three of the children are faced with difficulties in different ways. One is kind of arrested and taken off to welfare, where he then actually gets some discipline and gets to learn sort of Maori culture that way. There's a daughter who is very creative. She's a writer, and so she's really exploring her sort of cultural background that way. And then there's another son who is drawn more into the sort of violent gang territory and all the tattoos and the violence and sort of manning up that way. So yeah, different ways in which they're all exploring their identity. But really it is the husband and wife played by Rena Owen and Tamura Morrison who really give the thrust of this film. And such strong performances. I mean, Tamura Morrison playing Jake the Muss, really hard-nosed, violent man who, when he drinks, he really can flip. And there's domestic abuse, there's very harsh physical abuse in this one. But Rena Owen, who's playing the battered wife in this one, gives such an incredibly strong performance. And it really is actually quite touching at the end of the film just to see how she stands up to her husband and all of the kind of abuse that the family have had to deal with. But yeah, incredible performances. And yeah, both of these actors have then come to America, and they've both had roles in various Star Wars spin-offs and things like that. But yeah, absolutely, this film is just so important for their performances and what they really brought to this film. And like I say, for Lee Tamahori as well, in terms of what he did here for New Zealand and culture. Such a significant film. And interesting actually that towards the end of Lee Tamahori's career, he's actually made another film in 2023 called The Convert, which has actually got Guy Pearce in it. I haven't seen it yet, but I have got it lined up to watch, and that one also will be exploring Maori traditions and culture. So I'm glad that he made a film towards the end of his career that did sort of go back to New Zealand and looking at the cultural history there. But yeah, anyway, Lee Tamahori, sad loss to the film community, but yeah, such an important film that he made with Once Were Warriors. Definitely worth seeing if you have not seen it. Okay, thanks very much for watching this video. Feel free to leave any comments. All the best to you. Bye-bye.